Okay, starting on question 6, another CSWA part. First off, let's look at this note. Part is symmetric across both the gray horizontal and vertical lines. So there's a gray line here, horizontal and vertical. So this part is symmetrical. The material is brass, and here's the density. Make sure that you understand how the geometry is developed in this part. So basically, the way I'm going to model it is I'm going to set my origin right here, and I'm going to only do 1/4 of the part. Then I'm going to mirror, and then I'm going to offset to get the wall thickness, and then I'm going to revolve around this axis. Okay, again, setting them in SolidWorks. Here's your variables. Make sure again, they're giving you a little save most time right there. Make use of link dimension values in equations. So we're going to set up your equations first. So under tools, go to equations. A equals 50. Alright, so you guys know how to do all those. Alright, so there are my global variables. A, B, C, D, A50, B30, C35, and D, A times 4. So just double checking to make sure you got the same ones over here. Okay, we're going to change the units to millimeters as our metric units. I'm going to start sketching on the front plane. And again, I'm going to start with my center lines. So I'm going to just draw a reference line along the x-axis, and then I'm going to do one along my y. Alright, so this guy is going to be coincident with the origin, so there's my two axes. Alright, so then I'm just going to basically come over here and just start drawing this profile. Again, I'm not worrying about dimensions right now. I'm just trying to draw that rough profile, that part. Angle, watch that, see how that perpendicular pops up. Be careful with that. And then now I have an arc. So if you hold it here, here's an arc that comes up to there. Alright. One thing when you're setting your relations, I want you to be aware of, they gave you this line right here. So if I come over to this view, notice this line is coincident at that point. So the center point of the arc is coincident to that basically end point of that arc. And it's along there. So I'm going to, first off, I'm going to make this point and this point coincident. Alright. Then I'm going to make this point and this point horizontal. Now, when it does this, if yours does this, and this tangency shouldn't be there, so get rid of that tangency. So I can, that tangency would mess that up. So make sure you see that. Okay, just for reference, I'm going to put a reference line in here, horizontal reference line, so you can see that. All right. So as I come over here and scroll back out, you can see all the dimensions. So I'm going to start dimensioning my part. Now the cool thing is, you notice as I dimension over, since we're doing a quarter of the parts, SolidWorks is intuitive enough to know that you put these center lines in here and you can push those dimensions out to be diameters instead of radiuses. Okay, so I'm going to dimension this guy. 25. Let's go. Okay, for up here, for the radius, again, it's equals global variables, and that's C. Accept that. Alright. Okay, so then this point here, this B is from there to there. So I'm gonna dimension. First I'm gonna select here, and then push down. Notice I push down, then it's gonna do that overall diameter, and that's what you want. So I'm going to equal global variables, and that guy is B, and accept that. Alright, so you know that that's set to an equation. All Alright, so we got a 15-degree angle here, so that's basically 15 from horizontal, so I can go off here or I can go off a reference line, so I'm going to go here to there. That's 15. And then we'll start setting some of our diameters. So A here is from there to there, so A is from there to the center line. It's A equals global variables. Okay, if we come back to the print, come back over here. So we have D, that's the overall. So I'm going to come back. Smart dimension, again, center line, point, push down to do the overall. So again, equals global variables D. Alright, we're getting closer. So now we have A here that goes overall. So I'm going to go again, here, here, push it out. Okay, now I'm going to put these fillets in there. Alright, a radius of 5 and there's 4 of them. But the huge advantage to doing it the way we're doing it, we only need to put that fillet in once. So fillet, again that's 5 millimeters. Items to fillet would be here and there. Accept that. Alright. So pretty much now, if you look down here, my sketch is fully defined. I have this profile right here sketched. So again, that's pretty ugly, but that'll work. So I'm going to mirror that across, offset it, and then revolve it. So come back over to SolidWorks, close that out, come up to mirror. I'm going to mirror about this, and the entities that I'm going to mirror is this line. Ooh. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and offset. So let it select the chain, offset it at 7 millimeters. Reverse that, so it's offsetting to the inside. Accept that. Alright, now you still have 2 open sketches down here, so we're going to connect those. Okay, again, I went ahead and sketched those, connected those, so it basically closed your geometry. We go up here to revolve pause base. Axis of revolution is this one. You should be getting that feedback, and then you accept. Okay, so there should be your model. And to double check to make sure you did it right, throw a section view in there. Okay, look at that section, make sure that section all looks good. And it does. Alright, exit that out. Okay, now you're going to pop those 5 holes in there, those 10 millimeter 5 holes. And it's on the bolt circle diameter of C. Alright. So I'm going to just click there, I'm going to say normal 2, and I'm going to start, you can start a sketch on that surface, you can do it for the midplane, so I'm going to start a sketch there. I'm going to sketch a circle. And the big thing here is you make sure you select this for construction. That's just a reference circle, so smart dimension it. And then equals global variable, and again that is C. And accept. Ooh. Okay, so that's C down here. It's a radius of 35, so diameter is 70. Alright, so again, I'm going to make this, close that sketch out. Oh boy, what the hell happened there? Okay, so here's our reference circle. So then I'm going to, you got one right there. I'm going to pop that hole in there first. So come off, let your trace onto the circle. That is, how many millimeters is that hole? It's 10. Okay, and I'm going to features, extrude cut that. Oops, through all. Alright, then I'm going to go up and view my axes. You should have an axis here in that sketch you can use. So, alright, circular pattern. Features that I'm patterning is that cut. And yeah, how many is there? There's 5 of them. Make sure you have equally spaced on. And accept. Okay, I forgot to initially set my material. The material is brass. Alright, just make sure that your density matches, and that's what it is. Okay, so I'm just checking the section view. The section view looks pretty good. And again, you'll check your mass properties. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to give you the answer. So, alright, good luck.